How's it going, YouTube? This is Skul, and welcome to my 4K Ultra HD collection. So last week I put out a video showing off all of my movies, my entire collection, and I mentioned that I am going to start going through each of my sub-collections in a bit more detail, and I wanted to start with my 4Ks. First of all, boy, am I glad that I don't care about slipcovers or steelbooks and keeping them all separately and stuff, because, man, I've seen people on YouTube who are pedantic. They need slipcovers. They need to keep their steelbooks separate, and I'm glad I'm not one of those people. I'm just happy to own the films, you know. I've got over 150 titles here, and I'm excited to show them off to you guys. So let's just go ahead and get started. So, up top here, we've got my, well, I don't really count this because this is a 4K release of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but it doesn't work. When I bought it, I played it, and actually most of the discs worked just fine, but the second disc of the Two Towers bricks my player every single time, and I don't know why. I sent an email to Warner, and they sent me a replacement, so that is just a display piece for now. On this shelf, as I showed off in my video last week, are mostly Blu-rays. So we got my gold Disney Walmart 2016 Blu-rays here, and then we got my Disney 100 Blu-rays here. Then we have my Disney 100 4K Steelbooks, Best Buy exclusives. There are 17 in total, and I currently own 5. You enjoying looking out the window there, Binks? I currently own 8, so I'm missing 9. Off the top of my head, I'm missing the Star Wars trilogy, which is 3 of them, Nightmare Before Christmas, Iron Man, The Little Mermaid, and a few others that I can't remember off the top of my head. But these are the ones that I do have, and my eventual goal, of course, is to get all of them. So, as of now, this is what I've got. And these are just in alphabetical order. So, we have Cars, Cinderella, kind of a tight fit, Encanto, Frozen, trying to do a better job of making sure I actually show off the whole thing, The Lion King, Moana, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I am missing the J card for that. I don't know if I'll ever be able to find one, but oh well. And Toy Story. Following that are my Disney Plus Steelbooks. I currently own every single Disney Plus title that has been physically released. I sure hope that Disney continues doing this, but at the same time, if they stop here, that's fine, because these are pretty much the best shows that they've put out on Disney Plus, so they've definitely put out everything that's worth owning. Well, not everything. There's still plenty of stuff that they could put out that I would buy day one, but most of the heavy hitter, big, good stuff is here. So we got Ahsoka, and these are grouped by Star Wars first, then Marvel, in both cases alphabetical. So Ahsoka Season 1, which I just pulled out again, Andor Season 1, excuse me, I'm getting over the flu still, so I might clear my throat a bit. The Mandalorian Season 1, Mandalorian Season 2, and The Mandalorian Season 3. These look amazing on physical media, by the way. Like, they look and sound better than they ever did on Disney+. And finally, Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I really loved. This is one of my favorite shows that they put out. I'm surprised more people don't like that. Then for Marvel, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It says the complete first season, but I'm pretty sure it's the only season. Same with Hawkeye. We got Loki Season 1. And Loki Season 2. Moon Knight, again, it says the complete first season, but I'm pretty sure there won't be another. And WandaVision. Then, this cubicle are all the Star Wars movies. So, these are in chronological order. We've got The Phantom Menace, Attack the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, Solo, Rogue One, A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. And these three are getting a unaltered pre-special edition 4K restoration next year for Star Wars 50th birthday. I expect they'll get a physical release, and I'm looking forward to that as well. But for now, I'm actually very happy with these. And then we got The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, which was, by the way, the very first 4K I ever bought. I bought this when it released on home video in 2018. I got the 4K. I didn't get a way of playing it until 2 years later, but I wanted to future-proof myself so I could enjoy it in 4K whenever I want. And The Rise of Skywalker. Who knows why they decided to give this that slipcover? That sticks out like a sore thumb. These are just two Japanese copies that are just Blu-ray only. So the next Star Wars film is The Mandalorian and Grogu, and when it comes out, I'll put it right there. I love Star Wars. Big fan. You know, of course, people might disagree when they find out that my favorite Star Wars film is actually The Force Awakens, but trust me, I love Star Wars. It's one of my favorite series. Next up are my Disney Animation 4Ks. I own every single Disney Animation film released in 4K. Some of them I only own the Disney 100 Steelbook. So if it's missing like Snow White or Moana, it's because they're up there. But I do own everything and they go on this shelf. And these are in release order from the oldest films to the newest. So starting out with Cinderella, which was the Disney Restoration team's very first 4K restoration. It has set a bar that just continues going up because it looks incredible. All of Disney Restoration's team's restorations have been incredible. Man, just well done, Disney. They're definitely, their people know what they're doing. The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Mulan, The Emperor's New Groove. All right, the poison for Cusco. The chosen especially to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. That poison. Lilo and Stitch, The Princess and the Frog, Tangled, beautiful in 4K. The lantern scene, moi. Chef's Kiss. Wreck-It Ralph. Frozen, I love this steelbook. This is my favorite poster from the film, and when I saw that there was a steelbook, a 4K steelbook at that used it, man, that was an easy purchase for me, even before I started collecting 4K. Big Hero 6. Zootopia, which usually is upstairs with my Zootopia collection, but I've brought it down here for the purposes of this video. Ralph Breaks the Internet. Frozen 2, another steelbook I love, and this one turns out it's not cheap to get anymore. I'm glad I got it when I did. Raya and the Last Dragon. Encanto. Strange World. Wish. I actually really liked Wish. And Moana 2. Zootopia 2 releases on home video in just a couple of weeks. I do have the 4K Steelbook pre-ordered, so that'll also go upstairs. Not with here, but yeah, this is where my Disney Animation collection goes. Again, I got every single one. Something that I am currently missing every single, I don't have every single one, I'm missing stuff, is Pixar. So this is where all my Pixar 4Ks go. And this is part of the reason I waited until today to record this video, was because I just added 2 to my collection. So I'll go over those. So I am currently missing 7 out of 29 films from Pixar in 4K. So just about a quarter of them. Otherwise, I have everything else. And again, some of them are up here. So I don't have Toy Story down here, but I do have it up here. So, the other ones I do have. Toy Story 2. Finding Nemo. Oh, WALL-E from the Criterion Collection. I do hope that boutique labels get more Disney films. I'm not holding my breath, but that was a cool release. Up. Toy Story 3. Cars 2, the last film that I needed to get a copy of every single Pixar film. So now, even if it's only on VHS or DVD, I do have a way of watching every Pixar film from beginning to end. Brave. And Inside Out. I had the Blu-ray, and now I have the 4K. Totally worth the upgrade. And then I have them separated. So from Cars 3 and on, I have every single Pixar film in 4K. So as I fill in the gaps, this shelf is already going to fill up anyway, but I have them separated. So from Inside Out and earlier, I am missing stuff, but from Cars 3 and on, I have everything. So if you're wondering what every Pixar film has been since Cars 3, here you go. Cars 3, which is, if I remember right, is the first Pixar film that released on 4K. Coco, beautiful film. Incredibles 2. Toy Story 4, and I believe this is the, Target Digipack edition. Onward. Soul. Luca. Turning Red. Lightyear. Elemental. This was a Disney Movie Club exclusive. Very difficult to find now. I'm glad I got it when I did, when I was a Disney Movie Club member. Inside Out 2. And their newest film, Elio. Their next film that releases is Hoppers in March, followed by Toy Story 5 in June. I love Pixar. There's a lot of these films. I know Pixar has a perceived drop in quality since pretty much around Cars 2, but like especially after Toy Story 4, I've only ever heard mixed to sometimes positive reviews for most of their films. Like Inside Out 2, I think is the only film that's come out that everyone agreed is a masterpiece. Everything else is like good to okay. But man, I just love Pixar films, and I love being able to own them, not having to rely on Disney Plus, and they're in great quality too. This cubicle is my Marvel Cinematic Universe collection. Usually it's a mixture of Blu-rays and 4Ks, but I've taken out the Blu-rays today just to show off all the films I have in 4K. I'm actually not very particular with getting 4K copies of MCU films because they're marginally better than the Blu-ray in a lot of cases, but you know, whenever new films release, I get the 4K over the Blu-ray for obvious reasons, and whenever I see an old one in 4K, I jump on it. So for a good price anyway. But, you know, that explains why I have so few films from before Infinity War in 4K. We have the first Avengers, which is probably still my favorite MCU film, if you can believe it. I have a lot of nostalgia for when that came out. I think it's just a good movie that stands on its own. We got Spider-Man Homecoming. Black Panther, which I only recently found out actually has Dolby Vision on the disc, which is awesome. That was a rarity. Like, it was that and The Last Jedi, and those were the only two films Disney put out before Sony started distributing their films that had Dolby Vision on the disc. We got Avengers Infinity War, another one that I bought before I had the ability to actually watch it in 4K just because I loved it that much. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Captain Marvel. Don't know why people rag on that. I liked that film. Avengers Endgame. Eternals. If you can believe it, I bought this like just a few months ago off Amazon for $3 and it was still sealed and it came with the slipcover. Sometimes you just get lucky. Spider-Man No Way Home. Definitely a demo-worthy 4K disc. Thor Love and Thunder. The Marvels. Another one that I don't know why people rag on it. I thought it was fun. Deadpool and Wolverine, hilarious film. And the most recent MCU film I currently own is Thunderbolts, although I do have an order in for Fantastic Four First Steps. So I believe that covers all of my subsets, and now we just go to this shelf. Usually this shelf and this shelf are a mixture of my 4Ks and Blu-rays, but again, I've taken out my Blu-rays for the purposes of this video just to show off my 4K collection. It's kind of crazy how they actually can all fit on a single shelf, and yet I own 150 thanks to combining everything together. So these are simply in alphabetical order. Starting with 2001: A Space Odyssey. Absolutely believe it. This is demo worthy. It looks incredible. Apollo 13, one of my favorite films of all time, perhaps the most influential film of all time to me. This ignited my love for space exploration. The end of the film, Tom Hanks' character Jim Lovell says, "When will we go back and when will that be?" Artemis 2 is set to launch as early as March 6th this year, so we might have our answer then. Avatar and Avatar: The Way of Water. And yes, I will be getting Avatar: Fire and Ash on 4K when it comes out. It's definitely the lesser of the three films, but it's still a audio-visual spectacle. We got The Bad Guys. Barbie. I'm surprised I don't see this in more people's 4K collections. This is a great 4K. It's a fun film, too. The Batman. Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, another one I don't see in any collections. I don't think I've seen this in a single other collection video on YouTube. Blade Runner: The Final Cut, another demo-worthy 4K. Blade Runner 2049. Don't know where 4099 came from. Casablanca, tremendous film, one of the best films of all time. Speaking of one of the best films of all time, we got Citizen Kane from the Criterion Collection. The very first time I ever watched it was this very 4K disc. Best film of all time? I don't know about that, but I can definitely understand why it's been loved as such a big influential film for the last 80 years. Got the Dark Knight trilogy. So Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises. All in one nice, compact collection. The Departed. Die Hard. I watch this every single Christmas. It's not my place to say whether it is a Christmas movie or not. I simply watch it during Christmas. Dracula, the oldest 4K movie I currently have in my collection. It's from 1931, so this is, good grief, 95 years old now. Are you kidding me? Is my math right? Yeah, 95 years old. Holy cow. Dune. I am missing Dune Part 2. I know I'm missing Dune Part 2. It's just not a priority. I don't know why. I'll get it sometime. It'll fill in the collection. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. This was the funniest film I had seen in a very long time. And I'm not a D&D guy, but I loved that film. That was a good film. It was a funny film. Elf. First Man. Ryan Gosling film about Neil Armstrong, first man on the moon. This is an interesting one. This is Flight of the Butterflies. This is an IMAX film that was filmed in 3D, and it got this release from Shout Factory that gives you a 4K and a 3D disc all in one package. I saw this film in IMAX when I went to an IMAX theater for a college trip, and when I found out it got a physical release, I just had to have it. Now I could watch it in 4K, so native IMAX, it's a down res from IMAX, so native 4K or 3D whenever I want. It's awesome. From the Criterion Collection, we got Flow, last year's winner of the Oscar for Best Animated Film. Huge congratulations to Lithia for that win. Well earned. Massive respect. Free Guy. This is a tremendous film. Absolutely fun. Ghost in the Shell. Got The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. I could get Part 3. I just simply don't have any interest right now. The Greatest Showman. If memory serves, this is actually the best-selling 4K film that's not part of a series. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's an early title that's family-friendly. I don't know. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. I do have 1 and 2. They're just on Blu-ray. It's a Wonderful Life. This might be what I consider the best film of all time. This is top 5 for me. Actually, no, I know what I consider the best film is. I actually have 4K. I'll tell you later when we get there. Jojo Rabbit. The good film. Everyone should see that once. The Jungle Book. The Last Unicorn, which looks incredible on 4K. The live-action Lion King. And its sequel, Mufasa the Lion King. The Little Mermaid in this Disney Movie Club exclusive cover. This is the actual copy of the Lord of the Rings trilogy that I have as part of my collection. Also got the Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, another one I don't see in people's collections, although that one I absolutely understand why. It's not that it's a bad film, it's just that we all wished it could have been better. Mulan live action. The Naked Gun. Super funny film. One of the all-time greats. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. I wish more Pokemon anything was available in 4K, but so far that's it. Prince of Egypt. Nothing short of an absolute masterpiece. Another film everyone should see at least once. Schindler's List. This is the film that I consider the greatest film of all time. If it's not, it's at least the most important. We got Sing and Sing 2. I love animation, guys. Nothing wrong with liking animation. Classic film, Singing in the Rain, which turns 75 next year, and you'd never know it looking at this. It looks like it could have been shot yesterday. Skyfall, my favorite James Bond film. I know people love Goldfinger, but I think this is the better film. I'm expecting a lot of flack in the comments over that. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Space Jam. Speed, another one that I only ever saw it for the first time by buying the 4K blindly and watching it. Worth it. Star Trek, 2009. I know Trekkies don't like the J.J. Abrams verse, but I really do. This was my introduction to Star Trek. Was when this came out and I watched it. I had never seen Star Trek before that. Now I've watched pretty much everything, and I have this to thank for that. So this has a special place in my heart. Plus, I just think it's a good film. I think it's a really, really solid film. The Sting, a film that you can only watch for the first time once. And oh boy, watching it that first time is something you will never forget. It's a tremendous film. It won Best Picture. That's how good it is. Superman 2025. I'm sad that it didn't come with the slipcover because it's a holographic, like, it shifts between his Clark Kent and Superman personas. The Super Mario Brothers movie. Looking forward to the Mario Galaxy movie later this year. The Ten Commandments. Another one that it just looks incredible. Demo-worthy 4K. Titanic. Top Gun. And of course we got Top Gun Maverick. This is, for a lot of people, this is the best 4K release of all time. Demo-worthy video, demo-worthy audio, just a good film overall. So of course it's here. Then I'm very happy with this. I've got all 3 Tron steelbooks. So we got Tron, Tron Legacy, and Tron Ares. Some people have been asking, how did you get them? Well, no special secret. I just pre-ordered them when they went live, and that was it. I know people feel like these things sell out fast. Well, and to be fair, they do, but they're usually up for at least a day, and just pre-order them. And unfortunately with Disney stuff, it's just not going to get cheaper later, so why bother waiting, right? So got all 3 of them, and Tron Ares might be the 4K of the year for 2026. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. Film itself is okay. I put it about on par with Tron Legacy myself. True Lies, probably the worst looking 4K in my collection, right there back to back with Tron, of course. James. James, we let you get away with so much stuff. Truman Show. I don't know how it's possible that it's more relevant now than when it came out, but it is. Violent Night, it's like an R-rated Home Alone. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? The Wizard of Oz, a classic film. Zack Snyder's Justice League, and of all the films in my collection, 4K or otherwise, this is the one that I'm thinking most about maybe selling, because I didn't like it. I wanted to like it so much, but I didn't like the Snyderverse at all. And then I was told when I was buying my 4K player and my TV, okay, I can get like 25 movies. What are some demo-worthy 4Ks? And everyone told me about this. And it's true, this does look and sound great. But I'm never going to rewatch it. I'm just, one, it's 4 hours long. If I had 4 hours, I'd rather watch something else. And two, I just didn't like it. So I'm tempted to sell it. I might sell it, but I might just keep it around because I'm not the kind of guy who sells stuff. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. For now, for this video, it's here. If it's missing from future videos, there you go. And then I got this Extreme Nature Collection. These are 3 IMAX films that they released in a single package. So yeah, very, very cool. I love this kind of stuff. This is what 4K does best. It's just nature documentaries, showing you stuff that you can't see any other way. And, well, that wraps up the video. So there you go. Over 150 titles on 4K, and I just got to show it all to you guys in the last 25-ish minutes. So, man, that was fun. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to show off next time, but I have plenty of other things to show off in the future. So if you liked looking at all of these things in detail, then please leave a like and subscribe and all that stuff. And be sure to stay tuned for future videos because I got a lot more in my collection that I'll be going over in detail, just like this, in the future. So that's it. That's the end of the video. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more. And now I've got to put all my Blu-rays back. Fun.